Hello, and welcome to Mikey's Film Corner. I'm your host, Mikey, and boy oh boy do I have a film review for you today. 25 years ago to the day you're seeing this video, came a movie unlike any other. In the United States, no one really knew much about this talking train engine. Or tank engine. Did I say train engine? Edit that part out. No one knew about this blue tank engine that much. No one knew the backstory of it. No one knew what they were going into. And on July 26, 2000, there came a movie, and we're going to talk about it today, because as I'm recording this video, I'm recording it the day before this video gets uploaded. That movie is, of course, Thomas and the Magic Railroad. A movie that holds a special place to my heart, and really just in general, like anyone with ADHD like myself, they probably know what this movie is. If you don't, I get it. But for anyone who is a big Thomas the Tank Engine fan, like yours truly, grew up with this movie as a kid, very quotable movie, but you might be thinking to yourself, how is this movie quotable? This looks like garbage. Now, the poster that you're seeing on your screen is the one that was the original promotional poster. There's another poster that has Peter Fonda, rest in peace, Alec Baldwin, and Mara Wilson's faces on it. Peter Fonda was a acting legend, a Hollywood legend. He was a part of one of the biggest independent movies at that time called Easy Rider. And he has a couple children who are also really famous in acting. Especially a sister who's just as great of an actor as her own brother, named by the name of Jane Fonda. You know who she is because she's in a lot of those eccentric comedies. That's the best way to put it. One of them was 80 for Brady, so I don't actually mind it that much, but a lot of people don't like it. I don't get it. Anyway, we'll talk about that a different day. Anyway, there's Mara Wilson, who was in movies like Matilda, A Simple Wish, and a nostalgia critic review of A Simple Wish, but we're not going to get into that today. I'm not going to get into it, but I do love that review, though. It's pretty funny. But then there's Alec Baldwin. This was not a movie for Alec Baldwin, was it? This was a movie where you're watching halfway through the film. I think Alec Baldwin just had a mental breakdown. I swear I thought he was just on drugs the whole time. Watching this as an adult has made me realize that I don't think he knew what the script was. I think he just gave up and said, screw it, I'm going to get high. He just probably smoked a fat joint midway on set and just said, screw it, that's what we're doing. Because there's a few times in the movie where he looks like he's going crazy. There's a couple scenes in the movie where he's like that. There's a couple. I won't say one, but one in particular involves this middle finger right here. You know the image that I'm talking about. If you know the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's also been a couple quotable lines from this movie, and I mentioned earlier, it's a quotable movie to me. What are the lines in question? Good question. Watch it for yourself. You'll know it. You'll know it. You can even ask somebody on the internet. They probably know what I'm talking about. If they don't, and I give up. Maybe one day I'll talk all about the quotable lines, but not for this review. You have to watch it for yourself to understand the impact that it had on me as a kid. And then there's the story. What's the story? Basically, to shorten it the best way I can, gold dust is the way that Mr. Conductor goes between the real world and the Island of Silver. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, that's it? Yeah, that's it. That's the whole plot. And you might be thinking, where's Thomas playing into this? I could ask you the same question because half the movie doesn't even have him. Half the movie goes between Mara Wilson's character Lily and her grandfather Burnett Stone, played by Peter Fonda. And then the other half is about Thomas. It's like he's not even in most of the movie at all. It's kind of crazy. You're trying to market this to American children in the early 2000s, and it didn't do that at all. You kind of made it more for the adults. And it didn't even know what they were watching. They just thought their kids would like it. It's crazy. And the funniest part about it, again, I genuinely think this wasn't supposed to be with Alec Baldwin. Maybe they were supposed to do something else. In fact, that's what they were trying to do. Oh, sorry, that was my Xbox light. Anyway, what they were trying to do was originally they had a villain connected to this movie. Now, Diesel 10 is the main villain of the movie. He's trying to find this lost engine named Lady. Burnett Stone has her in a cave somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And, hold on. Excuse me. And in the middle of nowhere, in a place called Muffle Mountain, Lady's hiding from Diesel 10 because he wants to steal all her coal. The way they worded, though, in the movie sounds a little bit out of context. There's not really a lot of context. It sounds a little crazy, just saying. But it's 2000, so maybe it was a different time. They just did not word the script correctly, at least for those lines. But, nonetheless, Diesel 10 wanted to take all control of the island of Sodor, but specifically wanted to take some control to where all the engines were under his power. But really just wanted to take, let's be fair, just try to take Lady's coal, because Lady had the source to going to a lost railway, and that's a big part of the movie. There's a lost railway. That's why it's called Thomas and the Magic Railroad. But where's Thomas into this? They throw him in last minute of the movie. Honestly, he's not even, like, important for, like, half the movie, which kind of sucks. And that's the problem. This was made for British kids in the 80s. And when it was released in the mid-late 80s for British children, or even people in the United Kingdom, it had a big audience. But in America, it barely had any. So if you were going from England to the United States and you did tell people about this show, then I mean, or at least Thomas the Tank Engine, then yeah, maybe you knew about it. Maybe you knew the books. But then came the show Shining Time Station. In the late 1980s, early 1990s, sometime around the same time The Simpsons was being on television, PBS aired a show called Shining Time Station, created by Britt Allcroft. And she will play a big part of this in 1 second. But basically, the whole gist is Britt Allcroft wanted to bring Thomas the Tank Engine to the United States. She had the rights to the books, so she made a TV show centered around Thomas. However, she didn't want, like, the narrator voice. Like, in the show, they had Ringo Starr and George Carlin do the narrations because why not? I mean, they're two interesting people. Why not? Let them be the narrator for Thomas the Tank Engine. And because of how popular they were in the 80s, kind of. Well, Carlin at least was really popular. Ringo, I'm not really sure. But everyone knows Ringo Starr, so I mean, you know what I mean? Why not? But basically, she wanted to get them both on the show. I think she got Ringo on the show, but I'm not sure about Carlin. Maybe she got Carlin. I could be wrong. But on the Shining Time Station, Stacy, played by Didi Khan, who played Frenchie in Grease, she ran a train station called Shining Time Station. That's like a whole big thing. They have a jukebox band inside of a jukebox. And these kids, they hear these interesting stories about Thomas, and there's a whole lot of stuff that happens, but I never really kept up with the show, so I didn't really care. All I cared about was Thomas the Tank Engine. As a kid, that was my bread and butter. I loved Thomas with all my heart, still have a soft spot for him, and I don't care what anybody tells me. So, does the movie correlate anything with Thomas and the Shining Time Station? They do. They incorporate a lot of elements. The story's a little messed up a little bit. They did not do a good job writing a good script, but they tried to make a kid's movie. They rushed it way too fast. You could have kept making a bigger budget for this. You really could have done something here. They had something, and they ruined it. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. And I still do. I have a soft spot for this movie, and I think it is one of the funniest movies I've genuinely ever watched. I also have it as a top 10 movie all time, and you might be thinking, that's a little crazy. Why is this a top 10 movie to you? Again, this was a childhood movie to me. So this is my channel. We're going to do things my way or the highway. Limp Bizkit. So, does it hold up? That's the whole consensus of the title of this video. Does it hold up? Yes, it does, and I don't care what anybody tells me. They had a villain that was a big, important part of the story. However, they took him out because too scary to the kids. I disagree, but the story we got was at least interesting enough to be an interesting story. What do I give this rating? As a kid, this is cinema. This was cinema to me as a kid, even though I never saw it in the theater, sadly. However, watching it back 25 years later, I can tell you, still cinema. This is a 10 out of 10. Go ahead and call me controversial. It's a 10 out of 10. I don't care. You want to grab a snack for this movie? You might as well. It is a short, 1 hour, 25-minute movie. You could probably find it online somewhere. Or if you have Stars or Hulu, you could probably go watch it there. Because it is well worth your time. It is such a silly, goofy kids movie. Your kids will love this. Your kids are going to love it. And, yeah, that's all I really got for this. Does it hold up? Absolutely. I don't care. It is cinema at its finest. This is the peak of 2000 cinema right here. So, yeah, kids' movies were getting really popular shortly after this movie came out. I'm telling you. Those Thomas movies would not be here if it wasn't for this. I'm just saying. And anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to smash the like button and smash that subscribe button. I'm sorry in advance if I haven't uploaded. It's been a while. I did make a stream a little while ago about some movies I recently saw. I still got a big stream coming up for all the other movies in the summer. And once that gets uploaded, I will get back to you. I will get back to you on it. So, yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and I'll see y'all. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.